Good morning from Hilton Head. We are up. We got showered. I had some coffee in the room, and we're gonna go find some place for breakfast. I have no idea. Amy's been kind of scouring the different breakfast options and looking at what might be good. So I think we settled on some place that's like 2 or 3 miles away. They've got a good selection of bakery stuff. I'll let her explain it because I've already forgotten the name of whatever it is. But it's a little chilly this morning. It is kind of mid 50s, and I don't think it's going to get out of the mid 50s. It's going to be kind of breezy all day, so that's going to make it fun when we head down to the beach. But we're going to head to the car. On our way down, I do want to stop kind of in the main lobby here, because I think that they said they had coffee there in the morning for breakfast, but I don't actually remember. But I'll take some more free coffee. Good morning.
Good morning. It's bright out here, but it is colder than yesterday. It's like 50. I don't
Mid
know.
50s, yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to start the day, go find some breakfast.
They do have coffee,
I was right.
and it is free in the main lobby. The fireplace is on in the little lounge area in the lobby. It is gas, so you can feel some of the warmth from it there. And then they've got the Walt Disney World Today playing on the Walk out the back doors from the lobby. You're kind of on a little porch area. It's very pretty. You're overlooking the marsh, and it's really windy out here right now. But there's also another grilling area down here, as well as a hammock, and then there's a cute little swinging bench. So this would be a nice place to just come and have some coffee when it's a little warmer outside.
I talked to the lady at the front desk, and I thought I remembered she said this yesterday, but from 3 to 5 p.m. in this main lobby where the coffee is, they also have free cookies. So definitely going to come back for free cookies later.
Oh yeah, for sure. We're heading out in the car to find some breakfast. The car is talking to us. And we are going to go to a place that has been recommended by several people. It's called Hilton Head Social Bakery. There are two social bakeries. There's one over at the Shelter Cove area that we were at yesterday where Neptune's was, and there was all kinds of restaurants and shopping. But that one, as well as I imagine some other places over there, are seasonal, so they are actually closed for the winter. So that one's closed for the winter. So we're heading out to a different social bakery. So there's two, and this one is just like 2.5 miles or so away. So we're gonna go check that out and see what it's like, because I think we've had like 4 or 5 people tell us that we had to go over there. So it sounds good. We'll bring you along and let you know.
Got some nice sun side lighting going on here. Really gives me a nice little silhouette look. We ended up getting the ham and Swiss baguette, which was $11, and the smoked salmon croissant, which was $14. There are so many amazing options here. If we were gonna be in Hilton Head longer for like a week or something, I would probably just buy a bunch of stuff and take it back to the room for breakfast options. Amy's just sitting here just like shaking her head.
The looking at the menu online does not do justice to seeing everything in the glass cases in person. Like, everything looks so good. If calories did not matter, there's probably about 10 things that I would want to eat right now. So
So we also got Amy got an unsweetened iced tea to drink, and I got a coffee as well. Total came to $34.96 before a tip. So nice breakfast, and they're bringing it to us here at the table. So I mean, I think it rivals any kind of sit-down place that you would go to. And one word of warning: listen to your GPS, because I've noticed like everything is like tucked back in here. Like there's just trees that line the main drag, and it's like, oh, there's the place that you wanted to go. So I almost missed turning in here, but luckily our car has good brakes. So.
Okay, 10 out of 10. Recommend coming to Social Bakery. Everything was so good. I just thought I was ordering a sandwich. I didn't know I was getting a whole plate with salad and there was like a little pastry with it. So everything was just so good. And you could come here for breakfast, you can come here for lunch or brunch. My sandwich was more kind of lunch based, and the bread and everything just so good, so freshly made. Definitely recommend it. Paul, what do you think?
I'm not leaving. I'm just gonna stay here and eat all day. Coffee was great, so if you like an Americano or something, like specialty coffee in the mornings, they'll make whatever you can have. My salmon croissant was perfect. The croissant, I think the highlight of everything here is the baked items. So like Amy's bread on her sandwich, absolutely amazing. My croissant, buttery, flaky. So they do have what I would imagine is a French trained chef that actually works here. He's been talking to us a little bit. So if you love Epcot and the boulangerie that is in Epcot's France Pavilion, if you love all of the food items that they have available there, you're going to love it here. And I'm already like, when can we come back? We have breakfast reservations or brunch reservations tomorrow somewhere, and I'm just like, I'll just stop here on the way out of town. Like, why not? Come back, try some more.
So kind of like what Paul said, everything is kind of buried back in the trees. So as you're driving, it's easy to miss things. But also, one of the things that is really neat about this area is on both sides of the road, there are paths also back in the trees. So here, you could see the path, which is because everything is very bikeable on the island, or even walkable, really. So although buildings and things and turns when you're driving are kind of tucked back in, they have all these really nice paths and stuff. One thing I wanted to mention that we didn't say yesterday is that the beach house is also, you can drive if you brought your car, because there is parking over at the beach house for Hilton Head. So you do have the option. But yeah, and then there's just all kinds of cool little restaurants and places. Lots of choices.
There's a Pizza Hut.
We're not going there, but lots of cute little places. We are back at the Shelter Cove area where we went to dinner last night, and I wanted to correct something I said yesterday. I had thought this was the Social Bakery that was over in this area, and it's not. This place is called the French Bakery, and it's really big, and it's definitely open. It's more of a sit-down type restaurant, it looks like, because there are tablecloths and things on the tables, but the Social Bakery is somewhere around here as well, but that one's closed for this season. So this place looks like it could be really good too.
We're back at the Shelter Cove Community Park, and on Saturdays during regular season, they have a little community market here that's super cute. So we're gonna walk around and check it out. 9:30 to 12:30 on Saturdays. Make sure you check out the Hilton Head Island website. I think it's just like hiltonheadisland.com. But it's on that little piece of paper that you get when you check in at the resort in terms of seeing things. But it's blustery.
It is.
Amy's hair is like our wind gauge, so we'll use that to kind of judge the wind. I can't wait till we get to the beach later. That's gonna be great. So.
It's so cute out here, though. I'm so excited, and the view is amazing. So, yep. Time to check out. Why did you just buy something from the Banana Stitch Company?
Okay, so if you've seen on like TikTok or Instagram recently, there's been like all this stuff about dogs being able to see yellow, and So we're going to test it out with this little guy. More durable than we thought when we originally picked it up. This is not made as a dog toy, but like in just like feeling it, I feel like it'll do okay. So, and it's small enough where they're not going to hopefully like fully destroy it, but yeah, we're going to give it a try.
There's also just a really cute seating area over here if you come and bring a snack. This is a path, and we keep seeing people biking and dogs, lots of dog walking. So that's really cool. There's also some restrooms over here. They're closed right now, probably for the season. But Paul, what else did we get?
We got this mug because my wife loved it. It is the Hilton Head Island coffee roasters. And then I also ended up getting
Right now,
bag.
our stuffed toy is sitting in it too. That's why it looks weird.
The yellow bird is inside of it. And then I got a bag of their shark fin dark roast, which will be good to have at home. It is also extremely windy today. When we were checking out with our coffee, we saw one of the tents for the festival just like take off with a big gust of wind. So it's extremely early in the season for them to do this. I think that this is their first weekend back. But yeah, if you have a tent, make sure you anchor that puppy in with some stakes or something on a blustery day like this. But they're still out here. We're still buying stuff.
Very pretty view. Lots of little benches to sit on. Down there, you probably can't see it, but there is doggy poop bags and trash bags. I imagine they're all along this path here. And then this is just kind of like the marsh bay area. So it's very pretty over here. Just ducking into some of the little stores here. There's lots of cute shopping places, and Paul's.
We keep buying stuff too. So there's that.
I bought a $3 sticker, but he bought.
A $30 hat and t-shirt combination.
Hey there, that sounds like a deal.
Hey there, that's Derek's statement. You can't use that.
I think his is hey now.
Close enough.
I told Paul we were coming up on a Kroger store, and he got really excited.
Kroger is what we grew up with. So like back home in West Virginia, there are Kroger, and that's like your grocery store option. So like Kroger does like these robot grocery deliveries in Florida, which is who we buy our groceries through because, no offense, but Publix is outrageous. But like it's a Kroger store. That's cool. We don't have those in Florida. So yeah, I'm gonna go in.
This Kroger, there's Paul down there, has an entire souvenir section. Plus like pool floats and noodles and things like that, which is pretty cool. Also, the travel toiletries section is an entire wall. So I have not seen so many options like this. This might be one of the nicest Kroger stores we've ever been in. Drove over to the beach house since it was very close. So we're just gonna go ahead and park and walk along the beach for a little bit.
All right. Not sure if you can hear me, but this is February at Disney's Hilton Head Island Beach House. We are out on the beach now. There's the ocean.
Okay, this is like a flatter, nicer beach than Vero. Obviously, it's empty because the wind is so cold right now. But a lot of people bring their dogs out on the beach during this time of year, and there's like little doggy bags if you to pick up their after them and stuff. So that's kind of cute. It's very pretty out here. I imagine it's very nice in the summer.
If the wind wasn't blowing, it would be a whole lot more pleasant. But
Yeah.
at this point, I don't know how to make my face not do what it's doing right now. So
Yeah, this is gonna be a very short beach jaunt for us.
short beach trip. I don't even know if I want to touch the water, but I feel like I have to.
Yeah, I am gonna touch it. This is close enough in. It's like ice. I don't want to get the sand all stuck to my feet, so.
I felt so bad when we parked. We saw this dad and little kid, and they were getting like all of their beach stuff out, like buckets and everything. And we hadn't gotten out of the car yet. They started walking down the path, and we got to the end of the path, and we just saw them kind of starting to turn around and start their way back. So it's definitely not a sandcastle and fun beach day. The kid looked devastated. Hopefully they come back in the summer when it's nicer.
This is how you know that it's cold on a Saturday in Hilton Head. There's Paul getting some pictures, but other than that, it is empty out here. One more quick thing I wanted to point out. The pool at the beach house has no lifeguard on duty, so you are swimming your own risk over here. Whereas the swimming pool over at the resort, the main part of the resort, does have lifeguards.
All right, since we got frozen out at the beach, we decided to find a local brewery to come to and just kind of hang out inside, try a few beers and things. Amy is not much of a beer drinker, but her reviews of beers are absolutely hilarious every time we have her taste something, so we'll make sure we share some of that with you. But we came to Hilton Head Brewing Company, the highest reviews in the area in terms of some of the beers that they have available and just the experience at the brewery. So we went with a light, and I ended up going with their Folly Double IPA, which is the #1 seller here. They also have a Tropical Lager, which is their flagship beer. I went with a Oka Lusa, which is a Baltic-style porter. It's aged for 6 weeks, so it's one of their signature dark beers here. And then Down the Drain, which is a traditional English barley wine. So yeah, gonna try these and obviously share some of our thoughts.
I said I was gonna give up alcohol until our cruise in mid-April, but I heard if you just take little tiny sips that it doesn't actually count. No. Paul really wants me to try this, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I just don't like beer that much. I do like Schefferhofer, Hefeweizen, pomegranate, grapefruit, those.
Many of you refer to that as Schafferhofer, but it is Schefferhofer for those pure Germans out there.
Right, the Kool-Aid of beers.
The Kool-Aid of beers, but
because it's sweet, it tastes good.
This is not the Kool-Aid of beers, and Amy's gonna absolutely love it.
Not gonna like it. So, yeah. Can I ask what it is?
Sure, it's beer.
It's, ooh, buddy, that's rough. It's very skunky, like eating a skunk. Do you like it?
Yeah, it's a double IPA.
Yeah, see, and that explains it. I don't like IPAs. I barely touch that, like, so I don't think it counts against my no drinking. But I can still taste the aftertaste. If you don't like beer, then just, I'm sure this is a great brewery. I'm sure people love the beer here. I just don't like beer.
First, I just want to clarify that I did not drag Amy here against her will. We left the beach house, and I said, what do you want to do? And she was like, I don't care. And I said, do you want to go to a brewery? And her excitement was palpable. She was like, yeah. And
I like seeing breweries in other states. I don't know. Just because I'm not a beer drinker.
She just doesn't like drinking it. So through the first 2 beers of the beer flight, the Folly Double IPA, just as advertised, #1 bestseller. This is the beer that I would get a full pint of and come back for if you're an IPA fan like myself. It is an advertised double IPA, and it hits the palate that way. So very hoppy, similar to what Amy's description is. That's kind of that that skunky kind of taste that does infuse itself into a beer that has multiple different types of hops involved. So it really enjoyed that one. Derek, if you come to Hilton Head, Derek DeBoer is really going to love this beer. Wish he was here to have a pint with me because he just finished dry January. Not quite sure why he chose to do that, but he finished dry January and he's now beginning of February back on the beer. And so this would be a beer for you, Derek, for sure. Tropical is their flagship beer. This is much lighter and also kind of just as advertised, very tropical, light. You get those notes of like a fruity finish in the end. I thought Amy would like it a little bit more. She did not. So now we're moving on to the dark beer and the barley wine. These are acquired tastes, I would say, if you're in the beer family. So you've got to really like dark beer to try dark beer. And barley wine is definitely the far extreme of kind of flavors. It's very difficult beer to get correct. So we're just kind of sipping away and sitting here and enjoying the afternoon, and we'll see where we head next.
Paul is eyeing up the merchandise. I have to say, I have never seen beer soap, and it is handmade by the brewery, I believe. And it does have actual beer, lager beer in it. So that's kind of cool. It's very liquidy. So looks interesting.
We found our way to the Hilton Head Shirt Company, which is basically a souvenir store that Amy found on Google because she wants... Oh, we came to the Pizza Hut? Yes! Yes. You made so much fun about the Pizza Hut earlier that I feel like this is just payback for that.
We're not going to Pizza Hut.
Nuts.
I'm a sweatshirt girl. Like, I love sweatshirts like this. This is cute, right? Nice and cozy. So... I'm gonna get one of these. I can't decide on the color. I like this color the best, but I have an Alaska sweatshirt that's the same color from Sitka, so.
Sorry, but it doesn't look like...
Just got back to the resort, parked the car, plugged it in, and we are going to, I think, head back to the room for a little bit. Got a little bit of work to do, and then we are within the 3 to 5 o'clock range for what?
3 to 5?
She has no clue. Free cookies. That's the answer.
The cookies.
Free cookies. So we're probably going to head out and just walk around the resort and see if there's anything else going on at Disney's Hilton Head Resort today, and then head out for dinner tonight. We've just changed plans. We're great at doing that. We make plans and then we're like, nah, we'd rather do this instead. So we originally were going to go to a place called Fish Camp for brunch tomorrow morning, and Amy found a better looking place called Nectar for us to go to brunch tomorrow morning. So we're gonna go to Nectar tomorrow morning, and we're gonna go to Fish Camp for dinner tonight instead.
Yep.
So we showed you guys Poseidon's yesterday on our first day here, which is like very close to the resort. Fish Camp's a little bit further away, but I figure when you're here, you're gonna kind of be exploring. So some days you're going to eat a little bit closer, and some days you're going to go a little bit further away. So we're going to take you along to Fish Camp tonight and Nectar tomorrow. But right now we're headed back to the room for a little bit just to hang out, relax, and then cookies.
Hi.
Time for cookies.
Oh, is it cookie time?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, that was nap time.
Not nap time. Cookie time.
Okay.
because of our
I like cookies. I don't know what kind to get though. It looks like oatmeal maybe? M&M and M&M chocolate chippy type.
Yeah. We also have some flavored water over here with some citrus in it, Mickey shaped. So nice little afternoon snack option here at Hilton Head. Amy's really inspecting these cookies
I'm trying to
closely.
see if it was nuts. All right. Do you want to share a raisin? Because I don't want a whole one.
Sure.
All right. What else do you want?
I want a raisin for myself also.
Okay. Anything else?
Nope, that's all. Thanks.
I'm feeling really stupid right now. This morning, I came in here and put the camera on the fireplace and said it was a gas fireplace because the flame was really low. It's real. And there's a lot more flames going on right now. I'm going to sit right here on the hearth and eat my cookies. How are your cookies? As I sit here by the fire, I love homemade cookies and I hate store-bought cookies. So you could definitely tell that these are like homemade. They're nice and soft and they were good. So definitely take advantage of free cookies from 3 to 5 every day. That's awesome. So just wanted to say that.
Just between today and yesterday, they've already closed off another area back to this other building, which I assume they're now getting ready to start its refurbishment on. So, continued progress here at Hilton Head. And hopefully, if we come back maybe in the summer or next year or something, we'll get a refurbished room.
Yeah, I like to do like a September when it's not maybe peak busy season, but still warm. So you can see that these rooms right here have some like new furniture still in the package waiting on the balcony. Something I really love about this resort is that there is no ground level rooms. I don't like being ground level. I like being up higher. So the first floor is right here on this like really it's like a second level. And then the second floor, which is the highest, is up there. So nothing ground level. We're on the second floor, so we're up really high, but love that. I love this walkway right here. It definitely just is a cute vibe. And all these rooms here have this really nice view overlooking the marsh, the bay.
These, all of these that Amy just showed, these are currently under refurbishment, and it's Saturday, and they're working on them. So I think they're actively like really trying to get this like done before busy season, so before spring and summer. So it'll be interesting to see like how they're doing. Like I'm watching like someone over here is just like painting the exterior of one of the buildings, spraying, and there's like washer and dryers out here. And I looked inside this one, and it's like you can see it's like it's definitely a lot brighter and prettier than our current one. So they're going with that more modern feel and approach to these rooms, which love-hate relationship with every DVC member. Some of them like the old school feel of these rooms, but they definitely need it. And I think that's a bathtub. I think you were right earlier, Amy. I think that one thing right there is a bathtub.
Yeah, see, so I think they are changing out the rectangle tubs for the, or sorry, the triangle ones for these rectangle ones. And then there's a fridge. So yeah, definitely got some good stuff going on over here. Notice there's a little like a single, I guess there's 2 holes, putt golf.
What do I get if I make this?
I will buy you a celebratory drink at dinner because I don't think you're gonna make it. And negative.
No drink.
Not as big as the miniature golf at Vero Beach, but something to do. And there's also like big checkers and some kind of like I don't know shuffleboard or bocce ball or little things like that. So you can just grab everything is just kind of right there. And one thing I also do love, I just love these porches and how they have rocking chairs and little picnic tables on them. It's so pretty and peaceful here. So really excited to come back during a warmer season where we could sit on the porch and enjoy it. Paul is still, there we go, trying to get that in the hole.
My second one. I was over there. Now I've got 2 balls.
Oh. All right. Are we done yet? Are we good here? Because you kind of lost the first time, so. How many holes are there? 3?
4.
Oh. Something else is really cute is they have all these little signs on the buildings that are just like, you know, something seafood or Pelican Seafood Cannery. So they're cute. And then over here between buildings 24 and whatever the building is on my right is the playground. And I don't know what Paul's doing, but since we are the only ones here, I told him that he should go down the slide so he can test it to see how things go. You're definitely a little tall for the slide. There's a stage over here and seating. We don't know if they do shows or maybe a place to get married.
So we stopped by Broad Creek Rentals, which is where if you're looking to rent a bike for your stay while you're here at Hilton Head, you can do that there, as well as rent fishing poles, from what we were told. Bike rentals seem pretty reasonable in my eyes. So it's $27 if you want to do a 24-hour rental, or you can do an entire length of stay rental for $42, which really sounds like the deal.
If you're staying a week, that'd be a really good deal.
Yeah, and it is a very, very bikeable island. So I imagine like most of the places, probably except for the brewery that we went to today, were bikeable. But there are just, as Amy showed on the car ride, there's just so many different paths and places that you can go. So very walkable, very bikeable.
Lots of places to like tie your bike up, outside restaurants and things like that. So, you know, lock your bike so it's safe. So, yeah.
We missed Mickey Tie-Dye, which was the activity this afternoon. At 5, they are doing a campfire and s'mores. I think we might miss that, though, because we'll probably be getting ready for dinner by that point in time. But they did just give us the pretty pink February activity calendar full of all kinds of fun.
Also, somebody please tell us, where is this Chippendale photo op that's hidden that if you take a picture with it, you get some kind of pin or something?
Do you think?
Can't find it.
Do you think maybe it's just that placard? Maybe you just take a picture with like that little...
No, this says there's a prop somewhere. It's got to be like a giant nut or something.
All right. Well, we're going to walk around Hilton Head and look for a giant nut. We walked by this squirrel and Amy asked if we had found the Chippendale photo op. But it's a squirrel. And they're chipmunks. So.
Yes, but squirrels and chipmunks look very similar. So if I grab one and I take a picture with it, do I get my pin? Look, there it goes.
Nope. I don't know if I showed this previously when we did kind of a walkthrough of our room here at Hilton Head, but this is like a dagger straight to the heart right above the kitchen table here. Because if anyone remembers, Shadow was the dog that was here at Hilton Head forever. And him and I believe his handler was Blue Crab. They used to have kind of like a sing-along, and Shadow would be here, and you could hang out with Shadow. And this is above the kitchen table. And so glad that's going to go away with the refurb, since Disney decided to get rid of Shadow and not have a dog here anymore. We are ready and getting... No, we are ready. We're not ready and getting ready. We are ready to head to dinner.
Yes.
And we're standing here talking about what we're going to do later.
I want to do laundry.
Amy wants to do laundry. It's rare that we're in a one-bedroom. And
yeah, we leave tomorrow. I want to go home. You know, it's the weekend, so we leave tomorrow, and then we got work on Monday. And you're working the weekend. I want to go home with fresh clothes.
We should have just brought all of our dirty laundry here and just done this. This is making me feel like we took it. One of our first trips was like in December or something like that, and we stayed at Old Key West in a one-bedroom.
Yeah.
And we had Earl of Sandwich.
Yeah, and watched Christmas movies on the couch.
We watched the Santa Claus.
And folded our laundry on the
laundry.
coffee table. That's like one of my favorite DVC memories, because I just felt so at home.
Well, we'll relive that tonight. I'm sure we can find a way. There's a DVD player in this room because it's that outdated. So maybe we can find the Santa Claus on DVD down
watching Christmas movies.
Oh, I'm going to go find it.
February. I'm wearing my new sweatshirt that I got. It says Hilton Head Island on it. When we travel to like new places, there are 3 things I really, really love to collect. And one is sweatshirts, t-shirts are the other one, and then stickers. And I forgot, I don't think I showed this, but I have this travel book where I write about places we went, and I basically put in like little photos and stuff, but I always find stickers from the locations. So this one says Hilton Head Island, South Carolina. So I really like that. I have a really cool Alaska one too, and a Seattle one from when we went there. So that's my thing. Stickers, sweatshirts, and t-shirts.
I'm hungry. We're gonna go to dinner.
The sun is setting, and I promise you that car is not heading towards us. It is on a flatbed.
I did have to ask Amy when I got behind it. I was like, are we in the right lane? Are we doing the right thing? The sunset was a lot prettier though, like 5 seconds ago. We missed the best part of it. But maybe it's going to be pretty out here where we're headed to dinner. I keep calling the place Fish Lips, and I know that's wrong. What is it called?
It's called Fish Camp.
Fish Camp.
I would not be going to a place called Fish Lips. Although, at Vero, apparently there is a place called
Squid Lips.
Squid Lips, and Derek DeBoer swears by Squid Lips. So
It sounds like a kind of place that Derek DeBoer would hang out. So, Fish Lips, Squid Lips, maybe they're like the same organization. Who knows?
anyway, yeah. But the sun coming through these trees, it doesn't look quite as nice in the camera lens, but it is kind of pretty. So we'll have to check it out later because Fish Camp is on the bay. Okay, two things really quickly before we go in. We're in the parking lot at Fish Camp. I have never in my life seen what I'm going to refer to as a boat shelf. No idea what it really is, but that's wild. And then we saw a West Virginia license plate. So I thought that was cool. Not that it's like terribly far. I mean, it's far, but drivable. So thought that was neat. It's cute in here. It looks like a camping lodge. Kind of right. It's very, the inside is small. They have an outside. I think they have heaters out there, they said, because they asked us inside or outside. We're wimps, and it's cold for us wimpy people, so we sat inside. But also just the parking lot, kind of, it just reminds me of being at like a camping lodge. So it's cute. I like it. I got the strawberry basil aid. It is on the 0 proof menu, so there's no alcohol in it. It's basically strawberry lemonade. It has basil throughout. I was a little worried the basil would be overpowering, but it's not. It's very good. And like Paul said, he was like, this is a very Amy drink. And then you're going to drink half of it and pour water in it, which I will. I'll water it down later. And then Paul ordered what is probably my worst nightmare of a drink.
I ordered the jalapeno margarita, which does have pieces of jalapeno in it and has some, I think, jalapeno infused syrup. As much as Amy would shy away from it, I'm not getting too much spice or anything like that from the jalapeno. It just tastes like a regular like lime margarita so far. It seems to be pretty light on the alcohol, unless it's like hiding in the bottom somewhere down there, because it doesn't seem too strong. So a nice refreshing way to start our meal. We ordered some appetizers, some soups, and some hush puppies, and our entrees, and just kind of enjoying our time and having a good evening and a good dinner. Two quick things. First, at both restaurants, Poseidon and tonight at Fish Camp, it is Chamber Restaurant Week, which means they have these prefix menus. Orlando also has something like this down in Florida, where essentially it's like a cheaper option to like try some restaurants locally. So, pretty cool. Welcome to an hour later. We, halfway, I think, through my two things that I wanted to tell you, our appetizers came out, and then it was like a sprint to the finish there for the rest of the meal. And it was also kind of dark in there and a little bit loud, so I thought it'd be easier just to come back to the room, which is where we are, and kind of walk through the rest of the dinner. The second thing that I wanted to say was there's a cool story in the back of the menu at Fish Camp that kind of walks you through the history of the restaurant. It relates to a gentleman that actually basically created a transportation method between Hilton Head and Savannah before there was a bridge connecting both. And amazing story, but how he started this transportation company. He was also the guy that could get you anything. So like if you needed something on the island and it wasn't available, he'd have it for you the next day. He then, once the bridge was built, also made other transportation throughout the island. So just a great history of his story. But this was a location that was associated with what he did and still stands today. They're still using
it was a fishing camp.
Yep.
So they're using the original building, and like it was like the log. It was built from the logs of pine trees that had fallen on, some property of his, and so that was cool. It was very historic. It was definitely a locals place. You could tell. I mean, it was very busy.
We brought down the average age by about 20 years.
It was February. So in most of the cars, except for the one with the West Virginia plate,
did see a West Virginia.
We're all, South Carolina. So you could tell it was just a very local, a local place. And honestly, Paul and I have a little differing opinions on it. I think I really enjoyed it, but I'm not, into like spicy foods. I do like a different type of spice palette. But anyways, I had lobster bisque and I thought it was very good. I thought it had really good flavor. You could really taste like the sherry in it. One of the things I loved, and Paul always pretty much tells me I'm basically an old person when I say this.
What?
All the food was nice and hot. Like I love it when the food comes out really hot and fresh. You know what I mean? I don't like cold or like lukewarm or room serve or oh my gosh, I can't even think of the word. Room temperature food. My grandfather was
No one likes room temperature food, I'm pretty sure, but
my grandfather he would always be like telling servers like make it real hot.
yeah.
And so that's why I think Paul laughs at me because I guess a little bit of him is here in me. So
We love you. Love you, Pop.
I love that everything came out hot and fresh. I thought that those hush puppies that you ordered were massive. Unfortunately, we didn't eat really a majority of them.
Oh, it was
They were
enough to
so
feed like
big.
6 people.
Yeah, you need a lot of people to order those.
But super reasonable for the price. I'm going back in the menu real quick, but $6.
Okay, so they were cheap because
Like
yeah, and they were just yeah. Basically, we each ate one and maybe a half,
and they were served with so they were jalapeno hush puppies served with a honey butter.
yeah.
And
Now I didn't know they were supposed to be jalapeno, and I think I enjoyed them. I thought they were more like a little peppery on the inside. I didn't get any jalapeno flavor, visual, anything like that. So I don't know about that, but they were good. They were just you gotta share them with like 10 other people.
your bisque was
The bisque was very good. It tasted really good. It had the sherry in it. I had some shrimp in it. It was a lobster bisque, and I had crab cakes, and I thought they were good. They were, like a real good jumbo lump crab. They didn't
fish cakes?
no, they were crab cakes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they didn't have like a ton of like seasoning and stuff, but they were cooked really well. They were, I guess, just like real crab, which is what I like. And there
Yeah.
wasn't a lot of filler. And it came with mashed potatoes. They were fine. There was a mustard cream sauce. Yeah, I didn't really taste very mustardy to me. It didn't have a ton of flavor. But overall, I liked it. I opted for coleslaw instead of asparagus. I hate asparagus. And it was decent. It wasn't my favorite coleslaw, but overall, I thought it was a really, like a good meal. But yeah,
$33 for Amy's crab cakes for
kind of pricey, but it was crab. It was like crab cakes are kind of pricey in general.
I went with the soup of the day, which turned out to be a beef chili. I know it's not like seafoodish, but given the temperature today, it just kind of sounded perfect. And it was a good chili. It was, as Amy would tell you, hot and served fresh. But for me, like, okay, there was a time in our life where I was thinking about entering a chili cook-off. So if
Oh, I
there's any
remember
chili
that.
purists out there, you know that like a basic chili is like the meat is the prominent feature and the gravy or the sauce is the prominent feature. I still love beans and chili, don't get me wrong, but there needs to be like depth and layer to this. This was just a very nice home style chili. Like I'm not gonna knock it. It was not spicy at all. Like you didn't get any
No, the nothing had spice.
heat
I think
from
that's
it.
why Paul was like, I love spice, first on spice.
Well, we'll get to that, but I also ended up going with the shrimp low country boil, which was peel and eat shrimp, potatoes, corn, kielbasa. I think I got it all. Yeah. Served with melted butter and a side of cocktail sauce. Again, had some Old Bay on it, which was nice. This is one of those meals where you got to kind of do some work and do some digging. I think by the time I peeled all my shrimp, Amy had finished her dinner, but it was good. It was served fresh. It was served hot. I am not knocking this place for any reason whatsoever. Like this is a good restaurant. I would go back there. I think for me, when you start to compare things, though, this is a type of restaurant that it makes its name from doing what it does very well, and nothing is, I guess, what I would call offensive on the menu, which is
Risk. They're not taking any risks.
exactly, yeah. So everything doesn't have a high spice profile or flavor profile, as I would call it, because I do think spice is what adds a lot to food. But that's why people probably keep coming back, especially some of the clientele that we saw there, local clientele. So I think that's a good thing. I think we need restaurants like that. There's restaurants that you and I love that meet those opinions. We love Bob Evans, and we eat Bob
That's
Evans
what
like it's
I
going.
was thinking of when you said that, even
Like,
though it's not like a local place.
no, but we'll tear up
Listen,
some Bob
Bob
Evans.
Evans stuffing, yeah.
Yeah, but Bob Evans stuffing does have a lot of salt and sodium and like flavor, and
Probably.
it's probably got a lot of that like Italian spice or something to it. I don't know, but yeah, I don't knock the restaurant whatsoever.
But that's what I
Everything.
felt like. This place was like where you would go to get like comfort food seafood.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like the comfort food that you like that's seafood based,
Yeah.
or you know what I mean? That's what it kind of felt like.
All told, the meal we skipped dessert. We were stuffed, and just kind of wanted to come back and hang out and relax this evening. But the meal totaled around $132, I think it was. Now, keep in mind that is not with a discount. We did not have any discounts eligible tonight at that restaurant, but that is more after no discount than Poseidon's was last night.
Yeah.
And I think we're probably in agreement that I would go back to Poseidon's.
Yeah, over Fish Camp. Although I did like Fish Camp.
Yeah.
I thought it was a really
Again,
nice.
not knocking the place
Yeah.
whatsoever. It's just like when you compare the restaurants. So, Fish Camp may be more your style and maybe better for like a family that, you've got some young kids. You want just like some
Yeah.
basic food.
The other thing is that at Poseidon's there was probably 6 or more things on the menu that I was like, oh my gosh, I could eat any of these things and be happy. Whereas I really only had like one, maybe 2 choices
Yeah,
here. So
yeah.
it was a little, not as much variety and a little more limited.
Yeah, it's also a little bit of a hike. So if you are not relying on any transportation,
Oh, yeah,
then
it was
this is
far.
definitely going to be something where you probably Uber if you don't have a car. It's not, yes, there probably is a bike path or a walking path that'll get you there, but I imagine that's going to take the better part of an hour or more because I think by car it was a good 20-25 minute drive.
Yeah.
So it is a little bit further away, but I think it kind of shows you the two extremes of the island. Like you do have to navigate around the island. Like it's not like even though it's probably like just across there, you have to kind of loop around to get to it. But yeah, we were also debating about going to what is it, Scott's Fish Market?
Yeah, which is right over
Which
here.
is walking distance. We had debated about going there tonight just to kind of show you a restaurant that was a little bit closer. But I think Poseidon's checked that box last night, so we were like, let's go somewhere that we actually have to get to a little bit, and also is another different option around here. But yeah, all in all,
Yeah.
good meal,
Good
dinner.
night.
Yeah.
It was really cool inside there. It was pretty and had a really nice ambiance, I think. And it was a smaller inside. Now they did have a larger outside space and they asked if we wanted to sit outside. We're just like, no. They have heaters, like those giant outdoor heaters, but I stood under one when we walked to see outside and I was like, yeah, it's still too cold.
Yeah.
So
You'd need to be like hugging.
but
that
there
thing.
were a lot of people outside and sitting at the bar outside and enjoying themselves, and they must not be wimps.
Floridians or wimps like us.
Like us. So
Yeah, all in all, a good dinner. We've made it back here to the room for the evening. And Amy walked in the door and said, I changed my mind. We're not doing laundry.
okay, 2 reasons though. One, I got something on my new sweatshirt, and so I don't want to wash it and set that stain in. I want to use our stain spray when we get home tomorrow, and I just don't feel like it. I came in and I'm like, I'm cold. I want to take a hot bath, and I don't feel like doing laundry. And that's the end of that story. So
We're gonna veg out here for the evening. We may, if we have any random thoughts throughout the rest of the night. It is still early. It's like 7:30, so we're probably gonna turn the TV on and just kind of hang out and relax and maybe read something. There was something I wanted to read, but now I forget what it was. So who knows? But
We have a giant book of menus.
we do have a giant book of menus.
There's
So
so many good-looking restaurants here at Hilton Head. So
yeah, it reminds me of what I've said to myself before. So, like, we go to Disney all the time, being in Orlando, but there are so many restaurants in Orlando, and I at random points ask myself, how long would it take me to eat at every restaurant in Orlando? That question is amazing alone, but here on the island, it's a little more measurable because they tell you, like when you get here, there's over 250 restaurants on the island. So it would take me the better part of a year to get around to all the restaurants, and you better bet one of them, hopefully, is going to be Pizza Hut because I feel like that's the thing that just keeps coming up today. But yeah, food is half of your Disney experience.
right. So don't waste your vacation going to Pizza Hut. Lots of amazing
Unless they have a
local
buffet.
places.
If anyone remembers Pizza Hut buffets, put it in the comments. That was life-changing experiences when I grew up. Yeah. I'm tearing up. It's getting emotional.
Our role is that we don't eat somewhere that we can get to within like an hour or so of our house when we travel.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that no Pizza Hut.
No Pizza Hut. We're going to hang out for the rest of the evening. If we don't come back and talk to you later tonight, we'll see you in the morning for our final morning here at Hilton Head and our breakfast tomorrow at Nectar, or brunch tomorrow at Nectar. So we will see you guys then. Hello from a chilly last morning.
Yeah, it's definitely chilly. I definitely want to come back so we can sit out here and actually like eat out here. I love this little round picnic table. I love the rocking chairs. So
Hopefully some
Yeah.
of these things survive the refurbishment. I've not
I think
seen any other
so.
rooms.
Yeah, or they put new ones out. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure they're keeping a very similar look out here.
Yeah, but all in all, Hilton Head has been an amazing resort. We are not ending here this morning, though. We are going to head to a place called Nectar for breakfast, which is walk up. So we got up a little bit earlier so that we could hopefully go there and get some Sunday brunch on our way out of town, and we'll take you along for that. But awesome. I agree with Amy, and I would say that we'll definitely be back within the next year or so that we can experience a refurbished room.
Yeah.
And
It was nice coming in the off season though. I think we got to
you're probably spoiled by it.
right. It was everything was pretty empty in terms of like the resort. We could easily walk around, get video of things, so you could see what stuff looked like, and didn't really have a whole lot of trouble getting into restaurants and things like that.
Yep.
So I think that was probably seasonal wise. So it was nice. So definitely if you're considering coming in, January, February, or, when it's cold, if you don't care to swim, like if you're okay with that, although there were some people in the hot tub the other
Yeah.
day, a little cold for me to be in there,
I don't
but
know how I'd make it back to my room.
yeah, that would be rough. But honestly, just to come for like a relaxing, enjoy the island, enjoy the resort, enjoy all the great restaurants and, lots of places to walk around and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's still good time.
Hilton Head, we will be back. But
Yeah.
until then, we're going to go get some brunch.
This place is so cute. So thank you to all those in the DVC fan Facebook group who've told us to come here. The menu is a little overwhelming. There were so many choices that I could have ordered, but honestly, just very cute on the outside. Really nice patio area. Very cute, like shabby chic on the inside. I'm not a coffee drinker, but I think Paul's coffee mug is just super, super cute. So I'm excited. We ordered the tomato hand pie we're gonna share it as an appetizer. So we're here for brunch, so you can order breakfast or lunch or both. And we really like tomato pie. We like the one we had at Poseidon's, so we're gonna try it here. And then I got the chilaquiles, and I added shrimp to it. So I'm excited to try that. And then I don't know what Paul ordered, but everything sounds good, so hopefully it tastes good too.
Since Amy didn't know, I ordered basically it's a BLT sandwich, and I added an egg to it. It'll come with a side of hash browns. As Amy said, just a super cool, nice little environment. Definitely a cool spot for brunch too. We're hitting the road right after this morning, but if we weren't, they actually they brew their own beers here as well. So they have some homemade beers on tap, and just a wide variety of things. Like, I feel like this is the place that you could come back to for brunch over and over again and get something new, something fresh, something creative. It gives off a very much of like a what's the place down by us that we've gone to and in Pittsburgh a couple times?
First watch?
First Watch. I feel like it gives off a little bit of a First Watch vibe, just in terms of how it's set up and the menu items. But yeah, gonna have a good breakfast.
This place is amazing. Thank you again for those of you that told us to come here. This was so good. And I feel bad because I have to leave some of it behind because I'm full and I hate wasting food, and it was just so good. But it was very flavorful. I was worried it'd be a little too spicy, so I asked for a side of the ranch, which they obviously make their own homemade dressings because they have like tomato vinaigrette, garlic ranch. I put a little bit on it. The ranch is great. I didn't need it. It wasn't too spicy. It was perfect. You know, the addition of the avocado and even the radishes were good. I don't even like radishes. And then I added shrimp to it, and the shrimp were so perfectly prepared. It just had like a nice little sear grilled shrimp. So everything here was really good. The tomato ham pie, it was good too. It wasn't what I was expecting, that's my own fault. But it was good. But I would come back for this chilaquiles dish in a heartbeat. And there's so many other things on the menu I want to try.
Absolutely tore my sandwich up. Bacon, lettuce, tomato with an egg. Perfect over easy egg on top, so you get that runny egg that goes down through the sandwich. The bacon was like a little bit candied, so it had some sweetness to it. And then Duke's mayonnaise, the only mayonnaise you should ever get. Shout out to Alton Brown, who turned me on to that one day. And Duke's mayonnaise on that, just the flavors were perfect. I told Amy, I said, when I've given up on myself and my life, I'm just going to have this sandwich every morning for the rest of my life and just enjoy it. So it was great. I agree with what Amy said about the ham pie as well. You know, tomato pie, hand pie, two different things. In our heads, though, they were the same. So I think we kind of expected something a little bit different. Still good. Not going to knock it for that. Very fresh tomatoes. I think there was some red and yellow tomatoes on the inside of it. And the dough was very flaky, super hot, served. We had to let it sit for a couple minutes. Also served with my sandwich were some hash browns. And they were almost like diced potatoes, very finely, and then kind of formed together into a hash brown and then browned on both sides. So awesome meal. Can't complain. We'll come back to you and let you know kind of what the total is at the end of it all. But perfect way to end a trip to Hilton Head, and makes me want to come back for more. Nectar does take part in the Disney discount offerings, so it's 10% off. The total was $52.88 before tax, which I think is pretty reasonable for two good breakfasts, kind of something to share as a little snack or appetizer, and a cup of coffee that I got and 2 waters. So I think pretty reasonable, especially we're culture shocked living in Orlando and always going on Disney property and knowing that you can't get a breakfast on Disney property for under $75 or $80 probably. So this was extremely affordable and reasonable, and then get that 10% discount as well for staying at the Hilton Head Resort. So super great.
Taking a quick browse at the little corner merchandise area that they have. So you can actually buy Nectar mugs. And they also have just some different like coffees and books, all kinds of cute things here. Bloody Mary mix and cute glasses. They also have local raw honey and some seasonings and things. And Paul will probably appreciate this. I don't know if those are dog toys or what, but there's some giant yellow bees. Those are kind of cute. I don't think the bee is a dog toy, but we definitely found some dog toys.
Croissant, Bloody Mary.
There's some actual honeycomb here. That's pretty cool. So big ones and some smaller ones. And then these look really good. These are infused honeys. So blueberry, hemp oil, vanilla, and lavender.
That's going to do it for our trip to Hilton Head and Disney's Hilton Head Island Resort. No better way than to top it off with an amazing brunch at Nectar.
Yep. And everything
then,
was perfect.
And then a timeshare sales pitch right outside of Nectar.
That is true.
It was absolutely amazing. The guy was like asking where we were from, and he's from Orlando. And then he starts into it about how there's a sales center across the way, and how he'll give us a free trip and a $150 gift card to head over there and do a sales presentation. No, thank you. We're Disney Vacation Club members. We know the risks of regular timeshares, and ours is 10 times better. So, but yeah, any other last thoughts?
No, but it was a great trip, and
We'll be
brunch
back.
was amazing. And yeah, I'm excited to come back eventually here.
Yeah. That'll do it from Hilton Head Island. If you guys liked these videos, please hit that like button. Subscribe to our DVC Fan YouTube channel to see what we're up to next, and to also catch each week's episode of the DVC show. And follow along the conversation at dvcfan.com, the DVC Fan Facebook group. And we put some amazing gems of photos from this trip over on the DVC Fan Patreon. So patreon.com/DVC Fan. Amy's been uploading some photos and content there as well. We're going to hit the road and head back to Orlando, and we'll see you guys next time.